My name's Steve Brandon, local boy from Edmonton, big Tottenham fan. Coaching horses, pub on the high road next to Barclays Bank. Been my local for 35 years. Luckily to run the pub now with my partner Tina. Many people have come and gone, but there's one particular fella, goes by the name of Sammy Skies. In my book, he's a legend, and they're proper Tottenham people. They go home and away. If trouble happens, it happens.
Who is Sammy Skies and why did you write a song about him?
Where the fuck is he? Go. Sammy. Sammy was one of the... wasn't alone. But Sammy was an important face down here. He is 72 years old now and still going to Spurs. Man's a legend. His son's a legend. He was also probably the first black top boy of any football firm in the United Kingdom. Now, please tell me how culturally refined people were in 1970. Sammy's been going since 1968, and he's a black geezer looking for a tear up. Alright, that man is a goddamn walking legend. He does not get the credit he deserves. Something to me was the fact that he got out there, all odds against him, from Paddington originally, which is Spurs a little bit, but Chelsea very heavily as well. That man is if you can walk through hell, somebody's got to say something about you. And there ain't no book about him, there ain't no film about him, he ain't gone spouting to the media, he ain't tried to fucking make a name or a penny off his back. Geezer is a geezer purely for being a geezer. That's it, immortality. And that wasn't my intention at the time, but something needs to be said, right? I mean, we're criminal at this over at Spurs, right? We have this amazing community, an amazing fucking culture. Nobody speaks about it, which is respectable, because it is not something. It's a bit fucking clandestine, right? It's a bit hush hush, because it is something different, which is the way it should be. But sometimes characters need recognition, especially when he's 72 on the place, and he gave us the name that we're carrying on today. Trevor Taylor, I'm lead vocalist in Crown Court, and I've been there since the beginning in 2013. So I've been a skinhead since I was 14 years old. Got shaved in 2006, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, hanging out on the street, hanging around church steps, I was as a kid, and he's just been a little shit, fucking drinking fucking water bottles full of vodka, doing whatever. And one day, some older geezers who. One of them was in the army, fucking had been Afghan and all the rest of it. We were very impressed with them, but they were skinheads, and they're funny as shit, and they some confidence about them that, as a young lad, I think I must have been 12 or 13 at this point, was like, all right, that's pucker. And they weren't on the gear, they weren't fucking just, hard drinkers, fucking proper fucking people. At the time, you do things when you're young to fucking try to have an effect, right? Yeah, you fucking feel temperamental, whatever. But it's the depth of what you're doing, and it is kind of fucking like learning and the paces of being in that, right? You're then going to have to stick up for fucking wearing DMs and a shaved head. You're then going to have to stick up about fucking the implications that has. Not that I'm right-leaning in any way, shape or form, but you're going to be painted with that brush for as long as you do it. It was incredibly proud feeling, but at the same time, there's a lot of fucking ground to cover, because it's not nice thing or something that a normal kid does, right? And you have to fucking put up with a lot of fucking right wing, left wing, whatever people on you all the time. Are you this or are you that, or are you this or that? Yeah, it's a lot to learn. A lot to learn. My boys now, very, very proud about this. We're probably the only fucking rock band that can say this at the moment. All of us all grew up estate-wise, not right, We've got fucking Danny's Glaswegian from Glasgow, still lives on the manor. You got Ralph on the manor still, fucking Derby. Jack, who's South London, same background. Knew Jack since, maybe 18, 19 years old. He was doing doors. He's a big cunt, right? So he's still on the manor. And me, I'm still on the estate, Tiverton Estate, North London. There you go. So, again, our outlets. We're not trying it on. We're stuck with this shit. You talk shit, we live it. All right? That's the best way to say it. That is, we don't have luxury of dressing up like something. That is what we got.
The shame, it ain't nice. The structure, all I see existing, no place I will be. You can be the mansion, and I'll stay pouring through.
We got, so the first album that people call our album is not an album, it's just a singles collection, right? It's all the early stuff. Trouble from London, right? And then we got Capital Offence, which was our debut. Brilliant music, well done to all the boys that did that wrote that music, that fucking put in that time. That was fucking beautiful. But it is what it is. That was an end of an era too, because people had other ideas. Best way to fucking put that. And this next thing, I think, is going to be the most charged thing that you've heard fucking from the Oi scene since 1980s. If we fucking do that, great. If I fucking sound like a mug, it is what it is. But I'm very confident, very happy. That is, yeah, fighting music. This did not start on any kind of fucking, as any political wavelength, right? Just like rockers and mods, skinheads, punks, whatever. You got every geezer that is probably past the age of 55 in that room, probably donned DMs and fucking maybe a shaved head when he was a kid, right? That's integral part of British culture. Grew up on an estate in London, Hertfordshire, whatever you want to say it, the suburbs. That's going to be in and around you, right? And that is something that everybody shares in this country. And that is, we're talking about football culture, where we are right now. You still see geezers of a certain age dressed in the same clothes, in the same style, that is part of our culture as Great Britain. It might be trainers in barber jackets and flat caps now, but back in the 70s, it was a shaved head and a pair of boots. And whether you're from Essex, East End, South London, Tottenham, whatever, right? That's as much a part of your identity as your own name, right? So here we are, this is a shrine. We're obviously right next to the stadium at the moment. But yeah, to fit in here, just like the saying goes, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. I know that's New York, but if you can make it out of this fucking pit, you can make it out of it, fucking do whatever. Seven Sisters Road, one side is Hackney, one side's Haringey, right? One side's Tottenham, one side's Hackney. Hackney has absolutely done the people in Woodbury down over. There's a song about this on the new album that's coming up, right? There's a little fucking spoken word bit. 1/3 less, right? That's the spoken word bit. They're getting people that have been there for generations, and they're basically saying if you go and live somewhere else, you go in somewhere else, we'll facilitate that and you can have less rent to pay or whatever. But if you stay on the plot in these new buildings that we're building, you're going to have to pay service charges, which is 1/3 of your rent. Now, to a working class person, a pensioner or somebody on benefits, you fucking good luck if you're paying 300 quid more. Are you having a laugh? So these people are now the ones that have finally left, kind of like myself, even though I'll come back and obviously done my own thing. If I suddenly had £300 left and I wasn't in work, I'd be struggling to stay in London, which gets rid of the communities, which gets rid of the subcultures and people who are skinheads, punks, whatever, and it just makes way for the really, really, really poor and the really, really affluent, or people that are coming to work in London or buy a property for a few years and fuck off. We've got a community here in Tottenham still. We might not be the most well-off people in the world, but we're tight-knit, because if we can survive riots, we can survive poverty, and we can survive the rest of the fucking bullshit that this world chucks us, we can fucking have each other, and that's an important part of this as well. Growing up here, you can't grow up a racist, right? You got to fucking be smart. Your mates are going to be all Turkish, Jamaican. Those are your mates. Those are who you're going to school with. I looked like a fucking Martian because I had a fucking bomber jacket and fucking boots and all the rest of it. You're goddamn right, I got fucking called BNP and all the rest of it. That goes in stride. But for me, it was always stuck in about, right, this is my neighbourhood, I'm English, really, really proud about punk rock, and I'm really, really proud about football. But like, who gives a fuck about all that stuff, right? Your mates are from every walk of life that you're from, and your mates are from different backgrounds and all the rest of it. You stick up for your mates first, and it's got nothing to do with ethnicity, whatever. That's the melting pot. We're all in this together, and that's the most important thing in the world. I'm on my jacks, right? So this was my family over here. My mum and dad, God bless them, but they're not around every day. I don't have that connection as much as I should do with my family. So over here was people that I really identify with, in that the truth of the matter is, right, you come around here, nobody wants to know your fucking name, nobody wants to know your face. You got to earn that, and you got to prove yourself as a good character and somebody that can be trusted, and that is an important thing. Don't come to me giving it the big one, or don't come to me trying to be something that you're not. I'm not going to have time for you. If you can earn friendship and make way in a community that has been through so much, you're doing something right in life. The people that I got here, this is important. These are good people. They do just as much as I would do for them, which is a hell of a lot to say.
1, 2, 3, 4, we are the name. You shake your stage. They have the culture and its name. You locked us up. You shut us down.
If you go to Europe, you're received like fucking gentry, right? It is incredible. And people are really on it. People are buzzing. Best gig that we've ever fucking played. New lineup or old lineup. Eindhoven that just passed. People are so responsive. People are still hungry. People are still... Age is something to do with it. I'm not having a dig at London. I love those people. Those people gave me my start. But... come on, you can't fucking be jumping off the stage if you're 60 years old and fucking all the rest of it, right? First opportunity we got was Barcelona. They wanted us. We played some arty, bloody, random gig. We're the only fucking skinheads there for sure. But we tipped up. They didn't know what the hell to make of us. They loved us. We had a great bloody response. It was the very first thing we did abroad. We've played a football stadium. We played Panathinaikos Stadium in front of 5,000 people.
That's fucking sick.
We've played festivals, not just the big ones, right? Not your Punk and Disorderlies and all the rest of it. Yeah, thousands. We're talking thousands instead of a couple hundred. I love playing London. That's my home. That is me making a statement as well. But when you're abroad, that is pulsating heat. That is. When you're angry and fucking... Alright, it was way more typical when I was 16, 17, 18 for people like punk rock. Because punk rock was very mainstream at that point, right? You still had like, I know this is totally wank, but the likes of Green Day and all this poppy, punky stuff that was going on. Rancid, great band, loved them as a kid. But yeah, that was mainstream, that was easily accessible. There's not that now. And if you're frustrated or whatever, you're probably listening to drum and bass or some trap music or whatever. And we're not hitting that demographic of people that we need. We're not getting people out to gigs. People are not seeing live music on the weekend. People are just out there getting a bag of gear, fucking getting for whatever. And they're not fucking getting off their ass and going to do something. But I ain't seeing it hit fucking tower blocks. I ain't seeing it there. I ain't fucking seeing shit. So... That's
what I was going to ask, because there's definitely when it comes to street sound, globally there's kind of a cross between punk, hip hop, and kind of like reggae and that kind of scene
Yeah,
because it's all street
Oh,
sounds.
I love hip hop. I love drum and bass.
They're all street sounds though, and they kind of come from the same
I like
place,
street-
and it's all for dancing, isn't it?
Fucking, we'll give you that. Fucking, yeah. No, I wouldn't say dancing, but it's the outlet, right? It's that angry shit. Fucking, there's some shit that I love. Man, Skepta was fucking from 3 blocks over, right? All local, and if you come from that background, then you get out. I'm not seeing that going on with punk rock right now. I'm seeing arty, frou-frou stuff that I don't fucking want to be part of, so I can see why other younger kids are saying, no, that's not for me. Business is just like any business, it's a ball ache, right? Punk business is it's not easy, it ain't gonna come easy for anybody. You're gonna have to front that money out your pocket, hopefully your label picks it up and fucking says, yeah, they're great, but for 99% of us, that's not gonna happen. It did for us, thank fucking whoever's up there. But it's coming later this year, early this year, but it's gonna be good. I'm fucking looking forward to it. We did it over in Muswell Hill. It took us a couple of months to do it because when you get the boys together, that is all good. We've got some really good connections in terms of promoting and all the rest of it, but that's all got to be done yourself, right? You want to talk about DIY, I've got to be fucking Del Boy of the game. That's the fucking truth of the matter, right? I've got to speak to the right people. Sometimes people don't want to fucking speak to you. Do you think I'm fucking charming? No, I'm some fucking ugly bastard. How do you think I'm going to go talk to people that want to put me in the Guardian? I try, mate. I try. That's the fucking truth.
About doing it.
Gotta do it. You don't ask, you don't get. And that's the gospel.
That's alright.
For me being very well behaved, and then fucking Steve's my uncle. That's what. He's my
We've
uncle.
met through football. I didn't know Trevor before this. And this is, like I say, with the football team and the community, you speak to one another, and, oh, he's not a bad bloke. We have a pint, and we carry on from there.